In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honourable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics. In the fourth chapter, we talked about that how sounds are produced. We explained in detail what is phonetics, what are the types of phonetics such as articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. And then we explain that what is labiodental sound, how labiodental sounds are formed, bidental sounds, velar sound, alveolar sounds, and dental sound as well. Along with this, we shared with you the place of articulation for these sounds. Listeners and audience, today I'm going to share with you about glottal sound. That what is glottal sound? What is the place of articulation for glottal sound? And how glottal sound is produced. So be with me and listen to this lecture from beginning until end. Listeners and audience, you know, when we are producing sounds, our active articulators and passive articulators, they are combinedly work. They are involved in the production of sounds. However, when we are producing and making glottal sound, it is produced without the involvement of our active articulator or without the involvement of our tongue. Whenever we produce glottis or glottal sound, our vocal cords move. And you observe this sound in a best way whenever I'm going to share with you two examples. And you can observe in the best way by observing these two examples. You know, when the weather is cold and your hands, they are very cold because of the cold weather. So what you do at that specific juncture or at that specific time? Then you want to warm your hands. So what you do? You do a kind of activity. And that is, you just warm your hand by this way. So, this way a sound produced which is known as ha sound. This is the best way of understanding or the pronunciation and the production of ha sound. This is one example. Another example is that if you want to share with someone a sacred message and you think that another will not listen to it because the message is very sacred one. So you want to whisper some words into the ear of someone. So you want to say some words and you are whispering to him. For example, you say, so this ha and this h sound is produced. So these two ways are the best example of understanding and the recognition of h sound. Come back to the topic, glottis or glottal sound. Why it is called glottis? Actually, glottis is a space between our two vocal cords. Whenever we are making or producing H sound, the two vocal cords, they drawn together. And after that, when we produce the sound, then they move and then H sound is produced. Because of that space, the sound is produced. So listeners and audience, I think you know about the H sound, that H sound is produced with the motion of our vocal cords when they are drawn together. And what is the symbol is used for H sound? So this is H sound and the symbol for its sound is this one. As I wrote it between slashes, and I shared with you two methods. This method is known as broad transcription. Whenever we are writing the symbol of a language between slashes, so this method is known as which kind of transcription? Which kind of transcription? So that is known as broad transcription. Another is known as, let me write it. This is known as broad transcription. Transcription, yes. And another is known as narrow transcription. Narrow transcription means whenever we are writing a symbol of a language, a sound of a symbol of a language between square brackets. So here I wrote H sound in square bracket, the symbol of its sound in square brackets. So that's why it's known as narrow transcription. However, keep one point in your mind, and that is narrow transcription is most popular as compared to broad transcription. And let me give you some example. When I say that what sound, where is ha sound here? So it is have. So it is ha sound. And there is home. So here it is ha sound, home. Another is house. So here is H sound, house, ha sound. And also ha. Let's consider this. Remember one thing, and that is, yes, all sounds which start with H sound, it cannot be pronounced with H sound, because there are some words which start with the H letter, but it does not start with H sounds. And you know there is the difference between letter and sound here. So whenever the letter is written and it is produced the same sound, so then we say that that is not in the letter form, then it is actually in the sound form. But whenever the letter is written and it is not produced the sound, then it is silent letter. So that's why here is a difference. For example, there are certain words which are written with H letter, but they are not produced, but they do not produce H sound, because they start from another sound. So be careful about such words and such sound as well. For example, when we say honor, so it is not honor, it is honor, because here it starts from O sound. When, for example, when we say honest, so it is not honest, it is honest. Here H sound is silent. Here it's not start from H sound, it start from O sound. So we say honest. And another one is for example, our. So we can't say that it is our, it is our, because it starts from vowel sound. In another point is that those sounds which start from a consonant letter, those words which start from a consonant letter or consonant sound, then we do not put an with those words. For example, when we say in our, why we are putting n with our? Because here it starts from vowel, sound are from vowel letter. For example, when we say in our, but we say especially it starts from vowel sound. So we say in our, in honest man, So we are putting N. However, if such sound start with consonant letter, then we will not put an or N sound with it. For example, if I say hospital. So here we cannot end with it an in hospital. No, we can say a hospital. So also keep this point in your mind. So listeners and audience, I think this topic is clear to you now. Thank you.